I set out on a journey to complete this entire quest book, and while I've made some progress, it feels like our goal is far beyond reach. It begs the question, how long will this take?
What's up, everyone? This is Eve29 Ultra, and welcome to All the Mods 10. Ooh! Alright, welcome back everyone to our All the Mods 10 series. It's good to see you guys. It's nice to be back here. I got lots of stuff I want to do in this video. We're gonna get started on some resource automation and a couple other improvements and upgrades we can do to ourselves. So let's get on with it. I think the first thing I want to do is a compacting drawer. I know that's kind of random, but these are so powerful. So I kind of want to spread these compacting drawers around all over the place. Basically, we'll have 3 different sets of compactation, I guess you could say. If I put the iron, we got the ingot, the block, and then 1 times compressed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the iron in this slot. That way we get nuggets, ingots, and blocks. We don't have to go around and craft those individually. They'll just be in our system just like that. And the other thing I like, you get a base amount of 41,000 in the drawer itself. Once you get into auto crafting, they can cause issues, but it's pretty easy to bypass the issue, I find. We're probably going to use compacting drawers for a very long time. So let's link that to our network. And I'm going to go ahead and change every single one of these. Okay, so that's these drawers done. Now, one more thing I want to do is we're going to name you. This was a suggested name we got, but I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. So just to avoid the confusion, I'm going to combine the full name and just shorten it, say Crow, and that's going to be his name. Here you go, buddy. You are now Crow. Nice to meet you, Crow. He's probably gonna just guard our home most of the time. I would like to let him roam, but then he would just follow us everywhere we go. So, all right, next up, I want to store XP levels before we do anything else. We got so much experience from those quests on the last episode that I would like to reduce the risk of losing all of them. I did a little bit of research, and the way I want to do it is use the create mod because we don't have blazes yet. This is our goal for Nether right now. We need to find either soul soil, soul sand, or a blaze spawner. Whichever comes first will decide which direction we keep going in. I would rather soul sand or soul soil so I don't have to fight any mobs. There's got to be some around here. Yo, this guy, what the heck? He's full of armor. I'm a little sketched out here. You know, while we're here, I mean, there's a little bit of a loot container here, and I don't think Striders are hostile, right? No, these guys aren't hostile. I'm noticing a really cool effect here. Is that part of a new update or something? That's really neat. All right, I see some soul sand. I don't know why we had to get it in such a terrible spot. Like, what is that, dude? Is that really the only soul sand around? That's the only soul sand I see. There's a ghast. Where's the ghast? It's right there. Dude, this is awful. I'm gonna do it though, because I really want the soul sand. Okay, let's just keep our eyes peeled. This is awful, dude. Why is it like this? Okay, all right, let's just grab a couple more. Okay, that's all we need. We don't need more than that. Let's get out. Did not like that. Oh, we got a task complete. I guess that's for a wither spawn. Yo, there's some vibranium right here, dude. That's like right near our portal. That's awesome, dude. We don't have to go looking for that. There's some more over there. Why am I just now noticing this? What the heck, dude? All right, so back home, we're gonna get started with the create mod on what we need. So I'm gonna get started on crafting and I'll meet you guys outside. As I was crafting stuff, we started to get some rain and I am gonna try to get rid of it. There is a hammock we can make, which allows us to sleep during the day. So we could just skip to nighttime. But what I'm gonna use it for is to get rid of rain and then immediately sleep. We specifically need 4 blocks of space. So I'm just gonna put it on the barrel. We could skip the daytime. That's a good way to get rid of the rain. So we're gonna have this little setup right here. I need to first put a water wheel down. So we put our water wheel. We want the water to go this way. We got some rotation right there. Get a shaft. Cover that with an andesite casing. Gearboxes this way. So let's put our fan there. Now it's pulling in. We can just take our water and instead put it this direction. That should swap just like that. Soul sand there. Light that up. Bring this up. Put a vertical gearbox. Put a mechanical press and then a basin. So now we have this little setup. We just need to grab our stone. It's a very interesting thing we have to do here. But if we put our stone there, it's going to become infested stone. Once this becomes infested stone, we can put it in here. It's going to compact into 1 block of stone bricks, but we get these nugget of experience. We get this without having a whole mob farm set up. That's why I did it this way. And then we can store experience using the create mods experience hatch. You might be asking, why am I doing it this this way. I could have just used an XP drain. Well, this requires 2 Eyes of Enders, which we are nowhere near having. This avoids the whole blaze requirements that we would have needed. Even from Just Dire Things mod also has an XP collector that I would much rather use, but we are not there. Okay, it's infested stone. So we can just throw that in here, and very slowly this is going to compact. We got our nugget of experience. Now we just need to get 9 of these to create this block of experience. So while we wait for that, I'm going to place a mechanism fluid tank here, attach a fluid hatch to it, and done. Now we can go in our crafting, craft this block just like that. You just right click on this fluid hatch, turns it into an experience hatch. Shift right click on this or right click. It should store XP in the tank. So shift right click. Let me switch out the tank. Maybe it's the mechanism tank. Okay, so now I have a singularity tank from Mob Grinding Utils, and this should store. There we go. All of our experience right there. Isn't that beautiful? And we could just break this. We can carry our XP just like that if we want. And if we want to extract it, you put it back down. I think shift right click, you get all your XP levels back. And if we go down here, we even have a little thing we can adjust here for how much XP we want to store per interaction. See? Now per interaction, we're doing 290. You can see we're not putting all of our XP in there. This is just a really useful way for us to keep our experience safe. So now we got a weird little makeshift storage for our experience. All right, Crow, what's next on the agenda? One of our quest lines is this basic armor quest line. We've already completed the leather armor one as well as the iron one. I want to put all of these armors on armor stands throughout our playthrough. So I'm going to create some armor stands here, and I want to show you guys a little trick to save a bit of time with the Chisel Reborn mod. I have this stone here and I want to turn it into smooth stone. You go in here and this mod will convert it into smooth stone in one click. Instead of us needing to put it back in a furnace or just some other type of setup, we could just have this chisel and there you go. And then smooth stone itself has tons of good textures as well. Just wanted to show you guys that little trick. So now I need smooth stone slabs. Bingo. For the time being, it's not going to be permanent. I want to put them right here. Let's see if we have enough leather armor. We do. This is enchanted with protection 1. So I will deal with that in a second. So we got our leather armor, and let's grab some iron armor. So this is going to be the start of our display of armor stands that we will have at the end of the series. I think this might be one of my favorite quest lines to show off. So a lot of you were telling me the iron anvil trick with obsidian to rip enchants off of items. I prefer to use a disenchanter. There we go, disenchanting table. Now the reason I like this so much is because once you place this down, you just put the thing in here with a book and it's super quick. You don't need to do the iron anvil setup. You just all right, so that's a part I didn't know. As we just seen, it does use a little bit of our XP down here. So I guess that's the trade-off. It's a bit quicker, but you do lose some experience. I want to try the anvil one with something else. Let's just put an obsidian block right here. And now if I drop the hat and a book and then take the anvil and drop that, there we go. It just ripped that protection 2 enchant off. So you got your 2 methods of ripping enchants off items. This won't cost you XP levels, but you will need to place obsidian down with an anvil. I think this one's quicker, but at the cost of experience. So you choose what you want to do. They're both great methods. I'm probably going to stick with this method. Now we have a problem. We have an obsidian block that's in our way here, and I don't want to spend 10 hours mining this. So let's go ahead and upgrade our tools. I'm going to make a diamond paxel because the paxels are very useful. You know what? The more I think about it, I do want to keep these tools separate because we're going to jump into some mystical agriculture soon, and these separate tools all turn into their own variants. For example, this inferium pickaxe, which, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make right now. 2 prosperity gemstones, prosperity ingots, turn these into inferium, and there we go. This has more durability than a diamond pickaxe, and it's a little bit quicker. So there is a paxel from mystical agriculture that we will make, but every tier of paxel requires the separate tools. So we're just going to stick with our inferium pickaxe for now. See, now we have a diamond level pickaxe, and we can just get rid of this. There we go. I actually want to rip the enchant off of this golden pickaxe we picked up off of a ruined portal at one point. So if we take this golden pickaxe, put a book, we can rip efficiency 5 off of there, come up to here, and we're going to slap efficiency 5 on our inferium pickaxe. I wonder how good this is. Let me go test it out real quick. Yeah, that is That is very fast. I was looking through my enchanted books I got, and I found this one that has a lot of nice things. So what I'm gonna do is slap this in here, and we're gonna start taking enchants off of these books, just like that. And now I have mending right here. We got Unbreaking 3. We might as well put that together as well, just like this. So we got Unbreaking 3, mending, efficiency 5. We don't even have an enchanting table set up or anything. We just slap that on our pickaxe. It's pretty minimal effort, really. We just needed to loot some stuff. That's why looting is so useful. Guys, I want to build a nice looking farm over here because I want to get started in mystical agriculture. I don't know if this farm is going to be extremely efficient or just look pretty. I just want a bunch of wheat that's like growing and stuff, have like these nice hills, maybe have like a windmill. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just build that and just enjoy that. This portal already, I need to move it. Let's just break it. I need to get rid of it. Look at how quick we just mined that obsidian, dude. Wow. So as I've been terraforming a lot, my shovel has been taking quite the beating. I'm gonna work on enchantment duplication. Okay, so I got a little printer set up here from the Create mod. This thing will help us a lot. All I need to do is feed this printer fluid XP of some sort, and then we put whatever book we want to duplicate. So this is Unbreaking 3. I put that in this slot, and then once I put some books down, it should start duplicating that enchant. Just like that. So now we got 1, we got 2. I'm sure it doesn't take long for you to realize how overpowered this whole setup could be. I'm gonna take my enchants off of my pickaxe, just like this. So I want to put mending on all 3 of my tools. So let me store my XP. We put mending in the thing, put some books. We are starting to get mending enchants. You can see our fluid XP drops a little bit, just like that. So there we go, we got a couple mending books. Next, we're gonna do efficiency 5. The higher tier of enchant it is, usually requires more experience. So now we got the 3 books we're gonna use for our tools, my pickaxe, my axe, and then on my shovel. Yeah, this is already extremely powerful. We got really good tools now. This is awesome. The next thing I wanna do is use an XP tap. This right here, this turns our fluid What the heck was that? What was that? Hello, sir. Is this lucky? You know what? Let's do it. Oh, he's gone. What are you doing? What? Okay, so this XP tap turns our fluid XP back into orbs to collect. So if we store XP, put an XP tap on the side, you can see it starts to drop orbs just like that. So let's put that back in there. Okay, I think that was super bad. Actually, we just used up way more liquid experience than we would have if it was from a different mod. So if I take these XP levels back, we got 50 levels. Yeah, we're losing a ton of XP when we do that. Okay, that's no good at all. That's because there's different types of liquid XP with different mods. There's like, I don't know, 10 of them in this mod pack. This liquid experience is from the Create mod, and it pairs really well with the printer because the printer will use a lot less of this experience to duplicate books. But when it comes to this XP tab, this thing drains like as if it was the same experience from the mob grinding utils mod, fluid XP. You could think this is like a more potent experience. Keep that in mind if we want to use this XP tab. We need to figure out how to get the XP we need for that. So I'm actually going to do that right now. I don't like to get off of my builds. Now we got to go to the nether. We're going to do a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and make an Inferium sword. There we go. Inferium sword. Okay, we got our portal rebuilt just like that. Let's take a little leap here. Ow. Oh man, there's a ghast right there. Okay. There we go. Return to sender. No big deal. Did you guys see the fireball? That was sick. Look at that. That's sick. A barrel. Blocks of Oh, dude. Yeah. We didn't even have to fight Blaze. That's awesome. Oh, dude. This is awesome. There's so much. That's all we need. Let me just get these 2 eyes of Ender. I just wanted the drain. The XP drain, this thing. When we stand on this, it drains our XP, but it gives us a different essence from the mob grinding utils mod. You can see fluid XP. This experience hatch does not work with other experience, which makes sense. We could use the XP tab because that's part of the same mod. And we do this, we got exactly 9 levels back, but that was like, what, 3 buckets? And if we go to store this, that wasn't even a bucket. You can see the difference right there. So it's a little bit of a weird setup, but now we have a way to simultaneously drain our XP and give it back to ourselves through this XP tap. That's going to give us orbs, so we could just rebuild our tool. So we can stand on here. We can see this starting to fill up. And there we go. If I just stand here for a while, we could just see our shovel is gaining back its health. This is perfect. I could select the axe as well, heal that up, heal our pickaxe up. I'm just going to stand here a little bit till our shovel is fully healed up. Then I'll get back to building. as I'm starting to build this windmill, there's another little tool I like to use called a trowel. This trowel will place the blocks in your hotbar in a random order. You don't have to do the guesswork, you just start placing things down and it starts to put things in a random order. Super handy tool when you want to have different textures going around here. Well, here it is. It's looking really nice. The windmill and the wheat fields and everything and the lights. Oh man, I love how this turned out. It turned out really good. It took me a while, but I love this. And that windmill, the best part about it is that we're using Create and we can actually generate power and some rotational force from this windmill. So that's gonna have some functionality to it. There's so many ways to make power, but I'm totally down for trying to get our power coming from this little guy over here. Oh yeah, I should probably show you guys the inside of it as well. So as we come up here, we got nice little decorations. So let's get in here and you see I got a couple barrels here and there. And I might have overdone it with the barrels, but it's no big deal. And then if we look up, we could see a staircase here. I wanted a staircase instead of a ladder because ladders are so boring to go up, I find. And we got doors all around this floor. We can look out into our fields. It looks awesome. We could keep going up a little bit. We could look out the window. Here's our windmills right in our face. And you can see that little windmill bearing right there spinning. Really happy with how this turned out. For anyone who's wondering, these are round garden lights from the Mock House Lights and Lamps mod. And in order to keep the farmland fertile, I had to use a couple little tricks, just like this framed slab right here. So if I take this off, you can see we have water here. All I do is I waterlog this framed slab with it, cover it with the texture, and you can't even tell it's there. There are some areas where I could not reach. And in those areas, I used a worm from the Actually Additions mod. They give a 3x3 area of fertilized soil, no matter if there's water or not. All right, guys, we need to get started on some mystical agriculture stuff. First thing we need to do in that mod is to grow some Inferium essence here. To do that, we needed to make Inferium seeds. Really simple recipe. Inferium is found while mining. With farmland, we can use the essence to upgrade that farmland into Inferium farmland tier 1. The reason we do that is with these Inferium seeds. Okay, well, I'm seeing that tier 1 actually does nothing, but you can see Inferium output is at 100%. That goes up depending on which tier we're on. On the farmland, you could put this red fertilizer. You can't put it on Inferium farmland. This stuff helps crops grow a little bit quicker. How are we going to automatically harvest these? Well, we're going to use a harvester pylon. I have a compacting drawer, which I'm going to have all the Inferium put in. And if we put a hoe, we could see it's starting to work on the wheat already. I don't know where this wheat is going. I don't know if it's because of the compacting drawer that we were having issues there. So I'm going to put a barrel. It's supposed to output to whatever inventory is on top. We got Inferium there. It's not harvesting it. Okay, there we go. We went to a 7x7 and okay, perfect. Everything I put in here. I'm going to put Inferium into the compacting drawer like that. And let's see if it puts it in. Okay, see, there we go. I think you just needed to set the compacting drawer to which item to collect, and then it works with it. If I grow this wheat, it gets harvested, and then it goes nowhere. That's good to know. Let me show you something else that's cool about these harvester pylons. Put it on the same level as the farmland, and you could actually waterlog it. And then an inventory, I could show you with just like this. If I put 5x5, there we go. It makes things a little cleaner. But in our case, I might actually keep it above the ground. The other thing about these harvester pylons, they need hose in order to work. I'm just using a bunch of iron hose until I can get an indestructible hoe. But there is this thing you can do. So if you make a hoe from the Silent Gear mod, let me just quickly make this blueprint. This boom, boom, boom. Okay, unless it's been patched, I don't want to do it this way because I feel like it's an exploit. I think it's when this durability reaches 0, it still keeps going. I don't want to do it that way. I'm not going to test it out. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really a big deal. The way I feel about it, I don't want to use this method. I don't know if that trick still works, but I think it's when it goes down to 0, it doesn't break the tool. So it just keeps working. But look at this. We are already at 14 Inferium. We can go ahead and plant another one there. We can upgrade the Inferium to Prudentium, and then we just keep going up the tiers like that. If we go into the Mystical Agriculture quest line, you could see there are a lot of seeds, and we have to make all of these, and that's awesome. That's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have all these seeds growing stuff for us. It's gonna be a big project. One more thing I should do is lock this drawer, and then if we reach, we're gonna link it to our setup, and now we can access this in our storage. Guys, I want to get fully enchanted diamond gear. I want to go loot that thing I seen at the first episode. With this whole setup, we can easily enchant a full gear of diamond armor into some really, really powerful stuff. So the first thing I need is to make this vengeance pickaxe from Evil Craft so we can get Fortune 5. And then once we go find some diamonds, we can get way more. We will have to jump into Evil Craft real quick, and I don't think it's too difficult to get here. But I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll meet you guys in a second. So I have these condensed blood little things that I've gotten from looting things, and we could just put this in a drying basin and wait till it becomes hardened blood. But I think otherwise you would need to get a syringe or something. Here you go, the blood extractor. You would make this thing. You would kill mobs with it in your offhand, I think, or hold an inventory when slaying mobs. Okay, yeah. So this blood extractor is how you would initially get blood, and we could just dry it into some hardened blood, and that gets us started into the blood infuser because we need hardened blood and a dark power gem as well. This part is a little bit confusing. I forget how to do this. Let me go do some research. All right, so that is not too bad. We just need 5 buckets of blood, just like that. Oh, that hardened really quick. Let me just... Oh, okay, cool. You just break it. It's like ice. We just drop our dark gem in there. There we go. Now it became a dark power gem, and we can make that blood infuser. Here we go. Blood infusion core is the first thing we need, just like that. And then the blood infuser with cobblestone. We're not diving too deep in Evil Craft, so I'm just gonna put it here for now. And I betcha we could just fill this up with our condensed blood. Yeah, so if you pick this stuff up in chests while looting, it can come in handy. Definitely a boost in starting with this mod. Now all I need to do is put this dead bush in here, I think, and that'll give us a sapling. There you go, undead sapling. Let's just place this right here. There we go. With our undead logs here, we just make them into planks. And then we need these dark gems. Dark gems are just found while mining. That's all we need. Vengeance pickaxe. We got everything for this. Bingo. Now we got Fortune 5. We just need a book. Place this in here. So now we got Fortune 5 and a Curse of Vengeance. Curse of Vengeance will be useful later on, but we can separate it just like that. Let's go ahead and slap this on our pickaxe. There we go. We got Fortune 5 pickaxe. I'm gonna go mining. We are back in this crazy cave we had, but now we're on the search for some diamond. Oh, there it is. Yeah, nice. Yo, okay, this right here, that's a good find. I need to waypoint that. If you find that stuff, very good idea to mark it down, because it's one of the most difficult things to find when you're playing with Forbidden Arcanist. What's that called? Stellar Arcanum. Yeah, that's what I thought. I feel like these blow up when you mine it, but if you have Silk Touch, you can pick them up, and there's ways to, I think, get 5 out of this one block. So definitely do waypoint this. Forbidden Arcanist. This is one of the most annoying steps in the whole mod, I find anyways. But now we got that waypoint in, so that's good. We can go in our waypoint manager as well. We can just disable it so we don't have to see it, but it's there. Once we're ready to go pick those up, we can reactivate those waypoints and they don't have to cloud our screen. All right, there's a couple diamonds all over the place here. We got one there, we got one here. Well, there's tons of mobs and I don't have a shield, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out. 3 ores gave us 13 with Fortune 5. That's hilarious. That's gonna save so much time. Oh yeah, there we go. Got some diamonds there. So I don't have my shield, but I think I'll be able to take these guys on. Okay, that's not something I want to take on without a shield. I'm gonna go try to fight that baby zombie, but I'm not gonna like it. There we go. I wonder how much he would hit us for. He's got full armor though. That's crazy. Look at all this. All this for me, guys? Fortunately, this sword is awesome. Man, can't catch a break. So many mobs, dude. All right, we're cutting up on some diamonds here. We got 2 blocks. We were at 13. Now we're at 19. That's awesome. 3 ore gave us 11 more diamonds. We technically have enough for a full set of diamond armor, but I'm pretty sure I've seen some more. Yeah, I see some there. I saw some up there. There's a silverfish spawner here. Oh, that was our 100 loot container. We got a little trophy right there. Should I take him on? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Untouched. That's right, buddy. We're at 60 diamonds, and now I am going to make my way out of here. That guy's gonna be tough for us. He's probably got a bunch of enhanced things. If I just run, I might be able to just outrun him. Let's go. He doesn't have speed. We could have strength or something. I'm not even gonna try. See you later. Not messing with you. We missed some diamonds right here. 5? Okay, we got a stack of diamonds though. That's awesome. Let's make this diamond armor. Helmet, chest piece, leggings, boots. Yeah, buddy. All right, if you notice these gloves on my inventory, it's because they have Tombstone Soulbound on it, and I want to duplicate that enchant. Let's rip that enchant off. Duplicate a couple Tombstone Soulbound books. Mending. 3 of those. Now I have a protection 2 book, and I would like to get this to protection 4. We need 2 protection 2 books, so let's duplicate 1. Combine the 2, protection 3. Put protection 3 on there, and duplicate that. Combine the 2. Now I got protection 4. Here's the thing with the printer. Protection 4, you see how it's gray? The lettering is in gray. So that should be able to get printed. But protection 5, you see how these are blue? That's because Apotheosis adds higher tier enchants. If we find protection 5, looks like you could do it with Ars Nouveau, but really it's the Apotheosis enchanting setup that will really do this. We can get prot 5 from combining 2 protection 4 books together in the anvil, but we're going to be using a bunch of XP just to duplicate protection 4. So I'm just going to use protection 4 on our armor for now. That's good enough for what we need it for. We're getting low on levels. That was an expensive one. We're almost done. I'm just going to add Unbreaking 3. That's pretty expensive. Oh, shoot. I combined the wrong one. We're going to have protection 5 on one thing. Damn. I gotta redo a whole thing now. Messed up a little bit, but that's all right. We're at 29 levels. Let's see if we can even put this on our armor. Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna have enough levels for this, but we're gonna try. So let's put that protection 5 on our chest plate. Ooh, that was expensive. Yep, we can't even put this on the armor. Damn, okay, that sucks big time. Damn. Well then, for the time being, let's just grab our mending books. Okay, so we had just enough levels to put mending on all our armor, but we didn't have enough to put these very nice books. Damn, that's all right. Now you might have noticed our health has went down. That's because the armor we previously had some Apotheosis enhancements, and we're gonna get into that. But right now, I'm just gonna do something else here. So this feeding upgrade, we can actually upgrade it. Gold, diamond, redstone. If we upgrade this, we get a couple more options. Feed player immediately when hurt, stuff like this. I want to get fed as soon as our hunger is depleted. Feed as soon as player is tiny bit hungry. Feed player immediately when hurt. So we're gonna eat a lot more of our fruit punch, but it's very powerful stuff, and we got tons of it. We got tons of fruit punch, lots of saturation, and let's go try this out. Let's just go see what that place is like. It's 1,000 blocks away, so I think if we take our waystone to the sand village, we'll be there sooner. How close are we now? 586 meters? Okay, that's not bad. All right, we've made it back to this place. I forgot to explain Tombstone Soulbound. If we die, when we respawn, this item will still be on us. That's why I wanted to attach to all my armor and all my tools, but we don't have enough experience for that. Next, the Coriel Tombstone mod has this knowledge of death, which is basically like a skill tree in a way. You could upgrade a couple things. This one will retain some experience on death, but I'm not too worried about that one because we have that whole setup where we can store our experience. This one, when we die, we get a key. We get a grave key. We can unlock our grave with it. We have a chance where we could get an enchanted key where we could teleport to our grave. I'm actually going to learn that one, so we have a 20% chance of getting that. I'm also going to learn this twice, so we have 10% less damage taken. Let's get in here. Now I could just break immersion and just completely FTB ultimine everything, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, it's good to see you again, Sign. You know, it looks kind of like a maze, and I'm scared that there's gonna be like some traps or something. Okay, we got some. Oh, damn. These guys are pretty loaded. Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't come here in the last episode. Okay, yeah, these guys are very strong. Okay. They are very strong. Wow. Holy crap, dude. 2 prot 4. Wow, that's nice. They're dropping some good stuff, though. So it's a good thing I listened to that sign last episode, because this is brutal. I think it being so tight in here is what's making things even more difficult for us. Watch for traps and try to get rid of spawners as soon as we see them. Okay, there's one here. Let's get rid of it. Oh, we should probably upgrade our world tier. We're on Haven, so we can go to Frontier. We need an uncommon chest plate. I'm sure I have that at home. Damn, we could have went to the next tier. Don't leave. So first you tell me to get out, and now you tell me to don't leave? You're sending confusing signals, man. JK, get out. Okay. I guess we'll mine down. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, look at that. We mined into another chest. Ooh, you know, there was good loot. It would have been good loot for last episode, but those mobs were insanely powerful. We got another structure here. I see a stairwell, so that's usually a good sign of there being some sort of dungeon underground. Let's go check things out. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, did the generation get messed up? I think it did, yes. This is supposed to look a little different. Oh, don't like poison. Let's try to explore what we got anyways. They're all giving me some poison? That's not fun. Oh, these guys can get overwhelming pretty quick, I think. Yeah. You know, it would be nice to have a shield. What poison do I have? Is this like poison 3? Oh my goodness. What is this? Poison.
poisoned too for like a minute. Dude, I thought I was ready for this. Clearly I'm not. This poison is just beating me up. All right, well, that was crazy. We're back here, and I know I didn't go this way, and I'm sure there's a chest. I think I seen the chest. Yeah, here it is. Silk touch, yo! I'm not gonna complain about that. And then there was also this structure. Mummies, what the heck?
I'll be back. I'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah, you'll be back. Yeah, okay. Oh, the artisan. This one's kind of important. We needed to find that for Forbidden Arcanus. Hey, there we go. Uncommon chest piece. So let's equip that. Now we can go into the next tier up, into Ascent. There was a secret chest. Good thing I mined. Oh, yeah. I think this is also important. Oh my gosh, dude. Nice. What's purple? Is that legendary? I think it's epic. Well, we were getting destroyed out there. I don't find we are strong enough still. That world tier thing, and then just fighting some difficult mobs, and then not having a shield was kind of dumb on my part. So I'm going to go back into the mystical agriculture stuff. Our Inferium has been building up. We also mined a bunch of Inferium. So I upgraded our Inferium farm a little bit. We got a bunch more seeds. I made this go on a 9x9. This Inferium is the baseline of the mod. We need to grow tons of it so we can progress into the different tiers and start generating resources. And in order to progress with mystical agriculture, we're gonna have to create these infusion pedestals. We're gonna need 8 of them, and then a infusion altar. Let's say we search up for gold seeds. You can see the crafting recipe is in a pattern like this because we need a infusion setup. So here we are with our infusion setup. We got our 8 pedestals in this formation with the altar in the center. I think I would like to automate it to make things go a little bit quicker. We're going to automate this using modular routers. This is an extremely powerful mod that we will be using throughout the entire playthrough. I just love this mod so much. So here's how I'm going to set this up. We're going to have our 3 modular routers right here, and then we have these polar module Mark 1s. I'm going to open these up. When you have them together like this, whatever you do inside of this GUI will apply to all of them. So I'm going to say pull from the upside of the modular router, and now I'm going to put one in here, one in here, one in here, and then I have these distributor modules. With these, you got to select where you want the items to be. These seeds, for example, this gold seed, it's showing this pattern, but it actually doesn't really matter what pattern you choose. For the sake of consistency, I'm going to target each of these pedestals like this, and we'll put that inside of this modular router. Now we're going to add all of these pedestals, put that inside of here. Now this sender module will send the seed to our center right here, so we can put that inside of there for the return of the item once it's complete. Hoppers are smart enough. It recognizes when the infusion's finished, and then it'll go through. We're going to place these drawers here, and then this one on top. I got a sender module here. I'm going to put it to the back, and I'm going to put that inside of this modular router. Then this one over here, we need some sort of redstone signal or an activation in order for the infusion altar to kick off. One way to do it is with this wand from the mod. Shift right click on the altar should start the process. So I'm not using redstone. Like, I have a redstone clock I was going to use and it would have worked fine, but I'm afraid of this redstone clock interfering with the hopper. When a hopper receives a redstone signal, I'm pretty sure that locks it. I feel like that would just bug things out. So I'm going to use a modular router with an activator module. And here we have a couple settings we can mess around with. So let me do right click, sneak, look level, doesn't matter, and then front. So it's gonna right click from the front here. We could put that in there, and then we put the wand in the buffer slot. It should be doing it right now. It should be already shift right clicking. So once this has all the ingredients, it will kick off right away. Now that that's done, I think we're all set here. Let's go ahead and try to make a seed. Our first seed is gonna be this dirt seed right here. 4 dirt, 4 inferium essence, and 1 prosperity seed base. We're gonna put these items in here. So let's try this, just like this. You can see it being put into the right slots. And there we go. It does the process, and we're gonna see if it automatically outputs. It output to the hopper. That sent it to our top drawer, and there we go. We got it all automated. We just have to input the ingredients. That was really fun to watch. Let's do another one. So I have all the ingredients for the wood seed. Put our wood, inferium, prosperity seed base. Watch it go into place, and then that one activates it, and there it is. Our wood seeds right there. The only thing left to do is to add muffler upgrades to all of these, so we don't see the lasers. It's personal preference if you want to see them. We got our muffler upgrades. upgrades. 3 muffler upgrades is required in order to stop the animation, stop the laser, and stop the sound. So if we do 3 muffler upgrades, we won't see anything. Okay, so we can cover everything up. And now we won't see any animations. We'll just have the results of what we're doing. I could maybe swap out this drawer for something that makes it a little more obvious that that's the seed. So I went ahead and grabbed another spruce drawer. That'll be our seed base. And we're gonna make a stone seed now. So put our stone, inferium, watch it go into place, and then boom, it kicks off, and we will shortly see it in the top drawer once again, just like that. Beautiful. That is so satisfying. All right, well, I think it's about that time again. Today's video wasn't really focused too much on the quest, but I know we have lots to go through once again. So let's go check this out. Definitely not as much as the last episode, but that's all right. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to doing some more.